live.
All right.
And now fix the camera.
All right, there she is. Mm-hmm.
Turn that up a little bit. Turn that down a little bit. Off to the races.
Turn me down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Turn me up a little bit.
Turn down for
Turn
what?
me on. Turn me on a little bit.
I gave my airbrush a deep clean because I plan on using it a little.
So you took it to the spa?
Yes. Put a
Nice.
cucumber over its eyes.
Yeah.
Cucumbers over the nozzle.
Mm-hmm. That's very nice.
Mm-hmm.
What do the cucumbers do?
Nothing.
Do they make?
Why would they do anything? If anything, they're bad. Like, put something cold and wet against your face for like an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Lucky bat. Ooh, ooh.
Because don't they make like moisturizers with cucumber in it? Isn't that?
Yeah, but
part of it?
I mean, our cucumbers are barely even food. It's mostly just water.
I mean, I think that there's probably vitamins in it.
Is that why there's cucumber water? Like, you put cucumbers in water if you want water that tastes slightly not of water. Quake at P. Sup, guys? Brett S. Sup.
Sup. We got a lucky bat. Ooh, woo.
Mm-hmm.
Baby. Yeah. Well, I want to try it.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe I'll start doing that every day. After stream, that's what I'll do.
Mm-hmm.
Little cucumber on the old eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Does it like help remove wrinkles around the eyes? Is that what it is?
I don't know. What causes wrinkles? Is it lack of cucumber in your skin? Is the doctor, oh, you have a cucumber deficiency, so you got to put some cucumber on your face.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, oh, I bet that's horrible for countries that don't have cucumbers.
Mm-hmm. And then all those people look old.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's just how it is.
Yep.
I bet there's a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Brett asks, what's the reason?
It's just like chiropractic-y.
Yeah, it's absolutely real and necessary. Yeah. Someone told me that a chiropractor saved their life.
Because there was a car barreling down at them and they didn't notice, and then the chiropractor grabbed them and...
As a kid, they fell down or something happened to them, and they, instead of taking the kid to the hospital, they took the kid to the chiropractor.
Well, that seems legit. That seems legit.
Yeah.
I mean, what was medicine gonna do?
Yeah, and this person was so into this that I couldn't say anything like no. I couldn't do that, or I was gonna be really rude.
You know,
and I was not in that situation to be that rude.
Years and years and years of careful study on keeping people alive a little bit longer. Nah, just a couple of cracks of the spine, you're good to go.
Mm-hmm.
Zerg619, YouTube is screwing it. Lets me know about your streams 10 to 30 minutes after they start sometimes. Huh? Well, you nailed it. You nailed it today.
You did. You could also, if you join the Discord, I spam everyone as well.
I don't know how YouTube works, because there are some things I'm subscribed to, and I've hit the bell icon and everything, but it still feels pretty random what it decides to show me.
Yep.
It usually just...
That's why people have other social medias. Usually, there's no way.
My YouTube feed is usually just like, 3 recommendations that match the last video I watched, and then
Bill Burr clips.
Yeah, Bill Burr clips. And,
That's about it. Did you see he got in trouble because of something that he said? Did you hear anything
That's
about
every day.
I'll show it to you tomorrow. It's very funny. He was a presenter at the Grammys and he was really rude.
Oh, well, yeah.
It was,
You don't even have to show me. I know exactly what happened.
he said some amazing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's very funny.
Yeah, I could have told you what was going to happen. Bill Burr hosting the Grammys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he just like went out there and said a few names, but he left a wake in his path. Pretty funny.
Oh, Adobe is verifying my Lightroom Classic right now.
That's good.
I don't know why or how, but I'm going to... What? Why isn't it...
I feel like I can hear it doing that.
Why isn't it showing up anywhere? I was gonna like force quit it, but it's not showing up as an active app.
I don't know.
Huh? Weird. Good old Adobe. Brett S. Essential oils and crystals that vibrate at the same frequency as your third eye, and homeopathy. Well, those are all real.
Well, I got a third eye, and you know where it is.
And it's not where you'd think.
It's not where you'd think.
All right. Speaking of, I gotta go get my compressor ready.
Sweet. I'm working on my boas still. I have 3 more to highlight with this blue, and then I'm going to switch to white. I was in a... when I was living in LA, I went to this place called The Last Bookstore, and they had a shop upstairs where they had a lady selling crystals to people. I always thought that was interesting. And she was like... because I went there a bunch of times, and she constantly was selling crystals to people.
All right. Quinones, any advice for painting super crisp white? Asking for a friend. Well, what I've been trying recently is I actually bought a tube of this Liquitex heavy body acrylic titanium white. This is super, super duper white. The only downside is you really have to... It can't dance. And you really have to kind of thin it a fair amount to get it to a more workable consistency. But I bought this at the recommendation of Ninjan, and it's been working pretty good for me. Although I have found if you like using a wet palette, as I try to scream over the sound of my compressor, I would actually take this and put it on like a plate, mix it to the right consistency, and then scoop that and put it on the palette.
Interesting. That makes sense. There she blows. I guess there she ends.
Ace Ventura tips. Wow, how'd you get that name? Been watching a lot of your vids lately. This donation is my appreciation. I'm new to painting models. Is terrain a good option for practicing techniques? Yeah. There's also, you could try to get yourself some cheap models. Reaper makes a lot of good stuff for cheap. WizKids D&D figures are pretty darn cheap. Try things out on your models. Just YOLO it.
That's what you do. YOLO.
It's paint. You can always change. Even if it's like, oh god, I wish I didn't use any blue. Just paint over it with a different color. Gaming Canary, white tee. Kinones. Thick body acrylic is what they called me at school in art school.
Nice. Thick. Thick-bodied.
More like dick-bodied.
Whoa. That's the kind of stuff that you can get on the Patreon stream. Normally, that's a little teaser. That's when we get wet and wild.
Yeah.
Say all the naughtiest things.
So I got a good question for the chat today. I spent most of today working on writing a video all about 40K codexes. And so I got all of my codexes from different years together, and I read them all. And I wrote a script, and sometimes I write things out of order. So I wrote my conclusion, which was codexes are dumb. Games Workshop should pivot to cards or something, or an app. And then I read the 9th edition codex, and the 9th edition codex is actually pretty legit. It's kind of cool. It's whereas all the other codexes in the history of codexes are like 80% lore, 40% rules. The 9th edition codex is like probably 60% rules, 40% lore. They even minimize the pretty pictures section, which is a classic staple of codexes. And so part of me thinks like, well, this is a pretty cool codex. Oh, and it's also very new. Like all the artwork is new. The words are new. Like it's, they're still talking about Necron lords and overlords and stuff, but they didn't just copy paste from a previous codex. And part of me thinks like, well, if 9th edition is going to stick around for a long time, like at least 5 years, I could be down with this codex. So I'm a little bit stuck. But part of me also thinks, well, Games Workshop usually switches out codexes frequently and switches out editions frequently.
I feel like for new players, I mean, they're missing out on lore then. Is it missing a lot? Does it just have the important stuff? Because maybe that's fine.
Yeah, it has the important stuff. What it doesn't have is most of the codexes, except for the very first one from like 3rd edition, most codexes go into lore for every single unit. Although that might be pretty tricky because with Indomitus and a bunch of other new releases, there's now 15 new Necron units.
Yeah.
And so that would have been 15 more pages at least of lore.
What if they published all that stuff online?
That'd be cool. I could live with that.
Maybe they use their community page to have that kind of content on there or something. Or it said in the book, like, for additional lore on the, these specific units, go look at the community page.
That would be neat.
Because that'd be also a great way to, like, upsell stuff, too.
SEM. Hello, everyone. I got my heart broken today, but I will always have the peace and respite of my secret hobby. Secret. Everybody be safe and keep painting. Is it the secret hobby this hobby? Or is it like killing the person who broke your heart?
Yeah, either way.
Either way, we support it.
Yeah, either way we support you. We won't call the cops on you.
No.
Also, they don't know what they're missing.
Yeah.
Probably because they're dead. But, I don't know what you did.
Yeah, they're in several places right now.
Yeah.
Cyclone 8974. I think editions last 3 to 4 years. Sometimes they last a little less. Sometimes they last a little less. Gaming Canary YouTube. Just watch Major Kill for lore. Nah, Luton or Baltimore. Major Kill's alright. Is shifting paints just 2 different metallic pigments? No, it's like a very, very special type of glitter that looks different depending on how the light hits it.
Interesting.
Akino Kinones. Imagine making free rules for your game to sell models.
Yeah, right? I mean, Malifaux.
That's true. They're trying to give you the rules.
Yeah, I mean, and they advertise playing it in a simulator too to try it out.
That's true.
That's insane. Can you imagine Games Workshop doing that?
Games Workshop being like, download this free app and
have fun with your friends.
Man, this is really spitty. I don't know if it's the paint or the airbrush. Probably a little bit of both.
Low com A, low com B. Is that the titanium white?
Yes.
Yes.
Gaming Canary YT. I don't have the attention span to get through a Luton video. That's fair. Some of them are pretty darn long. I like them though. And Baltimore's usually pretty quick. I don't know. The tricky thing with Major Kill though is he peppers in so many jokes that it's sometimes like hard to figure out what parts is lore he's talking about and what parts is a joke he's saying. Also, he's very rude.
Yeah, you only like a little rude.
I like a little rude.
Like burping.
Like burping is cute rude. No one's really getting offended by burps.
Except for Zenubicube, but yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh. That's just going to town. The Skype audio decided that was what I should be listening to.
Good.
Yep. Oh
Cyclone.
my god.
Cyclone 8974. You can look up release dates. I have all the release dates because they're published in the codexes. Because I'm reading out of the real codexes. The thing I'm having trouble with is I kind of have a mixed opinion of my conclusion. Like, are codexes fine? Keep going with them. Are codexes dumb and they need to end? Is there an alternative to codexes? I mean, this last codex has 75 pages of rules, which is kind of a lot. Like, that'd be a pretty hefty PDF. I don't like PDFs in general. I do kind of like a book. You definitely couldn't do, like, cards.
Yeah,
like skirmish games.
Card would probably be a nightmare. I mean, they're probably stuck with the book.
Yeah.
Right?
And you know what? If this book lasts, I think in my I wrote down like this 9th edition has to last 5 years, and 2020 doesn't count. If this is the codex I have to buy to get 5 years of gaming in, I could live with that. And hopefully they don't come out with too many goddamn expansions or anything.
Right.
I don't want to buy whatever I forget the name of what they call them, but sometimes they do like,
supplements?
Hey, yeah, this book is fixes the problems that have emerged over the past, 18 months.
Ratas?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think stuff like that's ridiculous. I mean, I understand that you want a game that grows and stuff, but yeah.
Stephen Hess, were you streaming at 9 yesterday and Monday? I didn't see you streaming on Monday. Was it the time change?
Yes,
we were here?
Probably. Yep, probably the time change. Because not every place changes time.
Yeah.
But we change time.
We change time, so screw you, rest of everything.
Yeah.
Major Kill. Jay, Disney recently said on an investor call that since the Fox buyout, they are looking to start producing alien movies. Does that mean that the Hive Mother is going to be a Disney princess now? Aw, I hope so.
That'd be amazing.
Michael Spitz. I'm too poor for codexes. Wikipedia is the way to go. Or Warhapedia is the way to go. Interesting.
They are. Codexes are expensive.
They are expensive.
And it is annoying.
Yeah, they're like really expensive.
Right, because I mean, we've talked about this before where, would you rather buy another box of models or buy another codex?
Yeah. Yeah, the codex does suck.
Because a lot of times it comes down to that option. Well, because how much are the codexes? $50?
Yeah.
45?
They're $50.
Yeah. I mean, you could buy maybe even a few kits.
Yeah, you could buy at least one box of something nice.
Whatever else. What PSI do you usually do?
35. Stephen Hess. Stormtrooper speed paint. Any bright white, null and oil, done. Cyclone 8974. Codexes are stupid and Games Workshop makes money with it. That is true. Evan Easy 10. Codexes would be better off as an online format so that they're more accessible and easier to update and still release books for fans who enjoy the novelty of them. Yeah, I know we've talked about that before. Like, maybe all the rules are online, but like lore books are available in store.
Or something.
That could be kind of cool. Like a $50 book that's every piece of lore and every piece of art ever published for Necrons. That could be really cool. It maybe even has excerpts from some of the novels.
Ooh.
Like that, I could totally get into. And then for people who don't give a crap like Nick, just do not buy it.
Exactly. I would not buy it. I wouldn't even read it.
Akino Kinones. Necron Codex 2 confirmed for August 21 at $65.
Yep.
Gaming Canary Yeet. Battlescribe. Battlescribe is nice, although it doesn't have a lot of the army building rule. Or it has the army building rules, but it doesn't have all of the stratagems and the warlord traits.
Interesting.
You can totally play with the rules that Battlescribe gives you.
James Cameron Clark. Damn it! Daylight savings for America has made me late. Yeah. Yeah, blame George Washington.
Yeah. I wonder, so like I have on my phone, I have a bunch of different times from around the world. Like I have a bunch of clocks set to different world times. I wonder, does our time must update for, folks who have a real schedule and calendar?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Wonder too. I missed the whole stream yesterday because of that. Yep.
Oh no!
Yeah, I know.
Oh, you missed some great Star Wars talk.
Exactly. But there'll be more.
I was quoting Greedo.
Mm-hmm.
Ace Ventura. Me too. I don't like the way that they're doing it, though. They should just come out and say, these are the new models for Space Marines. Instead, they are trying to mask that they're what they're doing. Stephen Hess. But then you would have to print out the codex or always have your phone with you. They should just do paper rule books that have all the stuff, lore and stuff in a separate book. They should do a paper rule books that have all the
like two different books, like a rules book and a lore book.
That'd be nice.
I mean, if the rules were, make the rule book, I don't know, $15.
Mm-hmm.
Make the lore book maybe $15 or more.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that'd be pretty good. Especially for veteran players that have
that's
lore. I mean,
yeah, like I own every Necron Codex.
I feel like that's kind of why, right? But I also feel like that's why you like the 9th edition one, because you don't need the lore.
Mm-hmm.
But imagine,
that's true.
Imagine you were, like, when you were starting, if you didn't have the lore in the book.
That's true. Yeah, I wouldn't. If I had carried around this book in my backpack, I wouldn't have had as much to read on the bus ride home into school.
It's true. You'd have to talk to people out loud, and that would have been horrible.
That would have ruined it.
Yeah.
Game Canary. It has everything but stratagems. Yeah, but there's like 9 pages of stratagems. And the stratagems are kind of a big deal in game.
Mm-hmm. I love my the orc one that I have for Kill Team.
I've been reading the orcs. They almost have too many good stratagems.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of the other armies, since I've read most of them at this point, a lot of them have like 2 good ones. The orcs, every single one of them is good, but you still only get 2 per turn.
Yep.
I think I would probably always do Krumpen and the 2 shooting.
Oh my god, the 2 shooting.
Yeah,
the 2 shooting on a Burna.
Yeah, double tap with something nice, and then have an orc boy be punching at strength 5.
Yep.
Or you know what?
Those are great.
Have your like Choppa hit at strength 6, and then just 2s to wound something toughness 3.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty good.
Michael Spitz, what 40k armies do you collect? I collect Necrons, Space Marines, Genestealer Cult, and Orcs.
I collect orcs. And I technically have Dark Eldar and Eldar, but I don't want them anymore.
You know, that's another big problem. You have to buy all the books for the different armies.
That's true.
That's what made... You know what? I really, really enjoyed the indexes.
Yeah,
those
are
like,
nice.
oh yeah, even though I technically spent more money, because weren't they like $30 a pop?
I don't remember.
Even though I technically spent more money, like with 1 or 2 books, I bought most of the rules for most armies.
Yeah, I think the only things we were missing when we combined our books together was Chaos. Mm-hmm. We didn't have any of the Chaos stuff. And that was nice. Yeah, I like the indexes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the indexes were pretty slick. And everyone was on even footing day one.
Mm-hmm.
Harkins Aquatics. DEWBACK is my favorite creature from Star Wars. Ah, nice. Well, this is a really fun kit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like $20 if you ever wanted, a copy of your favorite creature from Star Wars that you have to paint yourself.
Mm-hmm. That's the best part about it, right? It's a toy that you do all the work.
Mm-hmm. Ace Ventura. Think Black Templar supplement is on the way. Oh, the supplements are garbage. Garbage. I mean, I get it a little, but it sucks if you're a Space Marine player and you don't play vanilla Space Marines. It's like, okay, so you buy your $50 codex, and then the supplement is only $30 more. So all of a sudden, your codex costs $80 if you want to be playing with Space Wolves.
Mm-hmm.
Just you know what? You're gonna have to publish a lot of the same stuff over and over again, but just do it. Mm-hmm. Publish, Codex Blood Angels should be identical to the Space Marine Codex plus Blood Angels. Codex Space Wolves should have been just identical to the Space Marine Codex, but with also it has the Space Marine it also has the Space Wolf stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Harkins Aquatics. Nevada is trying to end daylight savings time. Ah.
Yep. Good on Nevada.
James.
Although, imagine how confusing it'll be if, like, one state does it.
Oh, it'll be great. I almost want them to, for the nightmare.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, in Mississippi, we don't do that.
And then, like, how do you, like, doesn't that create another time zone? I guess it technically doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know how that works. Because then you have to know, okay, when you go to Nevada, they didn't switch, so we have to remember. I'm driving from Colorado, I have to remember.
Yeah. And, yeah. And Arkansas decided that a day actually lasts 24 hours and 1 minute.
Exactly. Harkins Aquatics. Arizona has ended daylight savings time. Interesting.
Yeah, but it's Arizona. Who cares about Arizona?
Ooh. Aquino Quinones. 8th was great for Space Marines. 2 codexes, 2 supplements per chapter, and occasionally a white dwarf.
Yep. Yeah, that is also another poopy thing, is like you have to do everything right if you're going to do codexes. You can't be like, okay, so we've come up with new models and new rules, so we're just going to make another codex in 18 months. Like, no.
Yeah. I think they should have a new codex coming out every week.
Evan Easy 10 thoughts on the new Bella Core model. Oh, it's so awesome.
It is sick.
It's super duper awesome. It's also enormous. Like it looks like it might be like a little bit bigger than an Imperial Knight, at least with the wings. Like it might not necessarily have the same mass, but probably a bigger footprint, bigger silhouette.
It is a pretty cool model.
Ace Ventura. All the rules for the game should be online for free, but if Games Workshop insists on profits, Then for a monthly subscription, all the books for the stuff. Ooh, a monthly subscription would make a lot of sense, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even if Games Workshop had to be like, hey, we have to, like, pay people to make the game good, then they could be like, so,
Yeah.
you know, we're going to charge a monthly subscription. That way we still have people play testing, writing the new rules for the new models.
Mm-hmm.
I could totally get behind a subscription. And you know what? I could cancel the subscription if I stop playing 40K. I can't stop paying the subscription to the book I bought.
That's true.
If I'm like, you know what? I'm not having any fun with my Necrons. I'm going to play Gene Stealer Cult. My Necron Codex is just sitting there laughing at me while Games Workshop's counting my $50.
Mm-hmm. I like to think that for that subscription you get everything.
That would be cool too.
You get all the books. I mean, that will not happen, but
maybe
that's what I like.
maybe there could be like subscription tiers. Like the base tier gets you like the main rules and 2 codexes, and then you can subscribe for more codexes.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good. Because think about how many people. Most people probably have more than one army
Yeah.
because they don't have self-control.
I wonder if every wargamer was paying $5 a month, would that be more money than wargamers buying a $50 codex every couple of years?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, for a year.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if you got past a year, more than a year of that, then yeah.
You know what? Games Workshop.
Let's go to Games Workshop right now. Let's take a trip to Games Workshop and tell them that.
Boy.
Mm-hmm.
I guess none of you guys have to watch the video because I think you've just heard the conclusion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pitch an app.
There you go. And then it'll be fun because you get a bunch of people complaining that they don't want an app.
Yeah, I get it. I totally get that apps aren't as sexy and cool as a book. And it sucks. There's something magical about that the wargaming is not a computer game, and then but it starts to feel a little like a computer game if the rules are all on your phone.
Yes.
If like you're staring at your phone for a bunch of the game.
Remember I said I really want to keep track of like flesh wounds and stuff on like a iPad or something. That'd be really nice. And you're like, yeah, man. That's what you said to me.
I did say it. Yeah. So,
yeah. Although it would be nice. Then you're saving the environment. That's what they should say. Games Workshop should say that.
You're going green.
Going green, even though
green stands for money.
Phone, exactly. Even though your phone uses electricity, and that's bad probably. And Harkins Aquatics. They dropped the price from $5 to $1.99 on the app.
Ooh, neat.
Did they really? That's pretty great.
You know what's hilarious? I've been seeing a ton of people because every time you buy a codex, it comes with a code, like a proof of purchase code, and if you plug that code into the app, you get access to the digital codex. So tons of people are just going on Facebook and just publishing their code, and the first person to register it gets a free codex.
Perfect.
Stephen Hess, Necron should be OP, right? They're invincible, right? I think so. I think if you play Necrons, you should always win.
That should be one of the rules.
Yeah.
Necrons always win.
Maybe they lose on a D6 roll of a 1.
There you go. And you roll that right at the beginning.
Jacob Escalante, have you ever painted any Manufactura miniatures? Beware, it's not safe for work. New minis. I'm surprised Q hasn't informed me.
I know.
Manufactura. Harkins Aquatics. You think that the DEWBACK would be a cool conversion for Eldar Exodite jet bike? Ooh, I know. Historically, the Eldar used to ride dinosaurs. There was actually Eldar dinosaur riders in the book Infinite and Divine, the Necron book. Evan Yeezy, $5 a month, $60 a year per person. Big money for G-dubs. That's true. That's true.
All right, I'm looking at these models.
Ah.
Yes! I was about to be upset because there wasn't any men with dong.
Mmm.
But there's, although they cover up the dong, so I can't see
Ah.
it. I want to know how. Why do they cover up the dong when you click on everything? That's a little. They don't
Mm-hmm.
have like it makes. Oops. Jeez. It makes sense to me to cover up the dong like
Mm-hmm.
on to hide the dong on like the main page. But when you click on it, why do you have to hide the dong? Interesting. Yep, just a bunch of nudes.
Rhaegar, Baba Booey, hello, my favorite horny lads. Games, Cameron Clark. Those who play, what size games do you usually go for? I think like years ago when we played, we would always go maybe like a little lower than full 2,000 point.
We did it. I think when we started playing, it was 2,000.
Yeah,
When we
always
started,
2,000.
and then it was like, "Ooh, this is too much," and then
Yeah.
we went to like 1,000.
It takes such a long ass time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Ace Ventura. Games Workshop needs to think about all the customers they turn away when their customers realize that they have to buy a $50 rulebook on top of a $30 to $50 models and then a $30 to $50 worth of paint. Subscription equals win. That's true. And we're all forgetting about the $65 rulebook.
Dr. Drokel just reminded me. Nick, just Google the image search. Just Google image search the figures, and you can look at the dong all day long. That's true. I'm gonna do that real quick
Wait, why would that free the dong?
because people have painted it.
Oh, you're right.
Probably.
Yeah. Harkins Aquatics. Eldar Exodites are the Dino Riders. Akinoki Nonuts. Why charge everyone $60 a year when you can charge them $60 a year and an extra $50 per rulebook? Rhaegar tips. All right, horn dogs. What are your guys' least favorite faction? 40k factions. Ooh, Eldar. I don't give a crap about Eldar. I don't.
By
think
the
they're-
way, got a weak dong, I would say.
not a nice.
They didn't sculpt enough of the dong.
Not a big.
It must be manufacturing or something. It's not as
Maybe.
dong.
It was
As dong-like as I
manufactured.
would-
It was too cold in the factory.
Obviously you can't have a a half mass or full mass model. That'd be kind of awkward, but interesting.
I think.
See, these are interesting, but there's no. I mean, I saw that for pre-orders they had a lady tied to a cross, which is fine, but they don't have them in like poses. They're just standing.
Oh.
At least I'm not. Or maybe I haven't looked enough.
Mm-hmm.
There's some tied up ladies as well.
I think. I don't know. I do.
Oh, there we go. There's the kneeling.
I think Eldar are a little bit lame to me.
Mm-hmm.
Never got that into Eldar. Dark Eldar though are pretty cool.
They're pretty cool.
Skitari or So. I guess they're called Adeptus Mechanicus now. Adeptus Mechanicus are. I think Eldar are probably at my bottom, and then next would be Adeptus Mechanicus, and then after that would probably be Tau? Yeah, Tau. What are your least favorites?
Space Marines.
Space Marines dead last.
All of them.
Every single color.
Yeah, every color. I mean, I Grey Knights are pretty cool. I can admit the Grey Knights are great. Yeah, it's really, Space Marines really bother me. Are we doing a top 3?
I did a top 3. I did a bottom 3.
Bottom 3.
With my least favorite being Eldar.
Space Marines are dead last. Tau is probably second to last.
Hmm.
And I don't want to say Eldar because you said it.
Mm-hmm.
Feels. Wow. Am I missing something?
I don't know, like sisters, custodes.
No, those are fine. You know what? I'm gonna say this. Tyranids.
Ooh. No, not a big. But aren't you? You're a Zerg player though, aren't you?
I am a Zerg player. Well, I would always go between Protoss and Tyranid and Zergs.
Ah. I was a Terran man.
Mm.
And I never even got good with them.
Mm-hmm. I do think I think maybe with a little updating, they could be pretty neat, but they're pretty old. They're stuck in that like 80s time period.
Yeah, they are.
Not that there's anything wrong with that, but nothing else is. Like everything has kind of moved past it. And certain models are pretty neat. Like I do like the Broodlord. I do like the Gene Stealers.
Rhaegar. Tau are my least favorite. Rhaegar. All right. At least you like Dark Eldar.
Mm-hmm.
Brett asks, Harlequins, Eldar, Sisters of Battle.
Ooh. Harlequins.
Harlequins are badass.
Is that top 3 best or worst? If
I'm assuming everyone's going worst.
Harlequins are on the worst list, Brett S. I don't even know who you are anymore.
Mondature, I don't like Space Wolves or Khorne. I like pretty much everything else, though.
I like corn on the cob.
Econ, Yinari. Zotes.
Nice.
Zotes aren't an army. James Cameron Clark. A lot of these armies just need a good old sprucing up. After 20 plus years, they kind of need it. You know, Necrons just got 15 new units. If Tyranid got the same treatment and Orcs and Eldar.
I mean, look at what they did with the Necrons. They did such a great job with them. Mm-hmm. You know, you apply that same love to the Tyranids, they'd be off my list, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, fantastic.
Ace Ventura. Now I think about it, a typical PC gamer pays $1,500 for a decent PC and video games. $1,500 can get you a long way to start playing Warhammer. Definitely can. Boy, that's a lot of money. Is that really what good PCs are going for? 15 hundo?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Ugh. I guess it kind of makes sense.
My
computer costs more than that.
Yes, it does. Yeah, yes, it is. And like you use it every day.
Yeah.
So think about it. And if it lasts, even 3 years, it'll probably last more.
Then it costs $500
and you can
upgrade
a year. Yep, and you can upgrade it as you go too. So it could last even potentially longer than that.
Known as Tyranids need to be less bug, more Cthulhu. One thing I totally noticed reading the new Necron 9th edition codex is they went much more grim dark. The previous books were a little bit like Necrons aren't necessarily the bad guys. They're just different aliens who like themselves more than other races. The new ones, it's like, no, Necrons are like evil zombies that worship death. Like it kind of does, like picks a lane for them more than the other ones did.
Interesting.
And it actually, before the books gave you kind of like, oh, you could play the Sophic dynasty, which loves, treasure, but you could play, this dynasty, and they really like conquering. But the new one, it's like, they're much more personality. Like there's one that was, I forget the names, but there was one that was like, before biotransference, they were like the most bloodthirsty Necrons, and so now they still cover their metal bodies in the blood of their enemies. And there's like a picture of it, and I'm like, oh, this is That I could totally see someone being like, that's how I'm gonna paint him.
Mm-hmm.
Like the art in the new book is incredible. Exactly.
Right? Like Tyranids need to be less bug, more Cthulhu.
Yeah.
Less 80s.
Less 80s, more 90s.
Yeah, more 90s.
Harkins Aquatics. If I ever do Tyranids, I would paint them up in Starship Troopers bug patterns. Black, red, yellow.
Brett S. Dumb Elder combined with dumb clowns. Oh my god.
I mean,
all I want to do is sculpt clowns. Just to bother Brett S. Make 3D printed clowns. That'd be pretty hilarious.
Notice. Hot take, $1,500 PC is worth much more than $1,500 of Warhammer. I mean, that's just true.
Yeah, that is true. Because, I mean, you could probably resell that PC.
Yeah.
And you'd get all your money back. Or close to it. But your models you're not. Right when you open it out, right when you open the box, gone.
Yeah. I mean, they hold their value better than some stuff. But
it's true.
Not better than everything.
Yep,
not like a computer. I mean, unless you let your computer get really old, you can probably sell it. If you wait too long, then you're only going to get your weight and scrap. But
right. But if you wait really way too long, it becomes like a collectible. So you might want to wait a super long time.
Brett S. Hot take, in 7 years, a $15 PC is worth as much as a cinder block. It's like 25 cents. That's not bad.
Well, I bet at that point that your models probably have more value then.
That's true. Models, models, if you hold on to them for just a little while, like, 10 years, all of a sudden they're probably retro. And some weirdos will pay some money for them.
Yeah, can you even imagine being that kind of a weirdo?
Most people are like, no, I don't want ugly models that are heavy and awkward.
I'm sure those types of people wear Crocs.
Yeah.
And do it because they like them.
There's some great Croc shots in the new video. My Crocs have made appearances in a couple of videos, and no one has mentioned it yet.
Nope. Because they don't want to make fun of you that hard.
Econ. Video games might start hitting $70.
They probably will.
You know what, though? Aren't they kind of worth? Isn't it kind of worth it? I don't know. Video games are really good. The problem is you can get some of the best video games ever made for like crazy cheap because they're old. So it's like, is the new game really worth? Like, every game is probably worth big money.
Terraria.
It's so goddamn fun, and you spend so much time, and you get so much enjoyment. Oh yeah, Terraria is worth its weight in gold. But I think I paid like $10 for it.
Right.
Maybe.
And you could get it, and you can get it on sale.
Yeah.
It always goes on sale every year.
Yeah, I think I got, Stardew Valley for a quarter. I got Space Marine for free. James Cameron Clark. Necrons have changed massively every time they've been revisited. From chaos androids to blocky robots with 4 entire units to pick from in your entire codex, to mindless slaves to the star gods to now. Well, they were slaves to the star gods in 2002. And then in 2011, they changed to like the rulers of the star god, or not the ruler of the star gods, but the victors who have enslaved the star gods. And now the tweaking is very subtle. They're just becoming a little bit more evil.
Interesting.
Comet 64 is worth a pretty penny now.
Yeah, there you go.
The Toad. What is your favorite Star Wars movie? Ooh. It's probably a toss-up between classic 1977 Star Wars A New Hope and The Force Awakens.
Lucky bet. Jay, most of your audience also wears Crocs.
Croc
Yeah.
represent.
Yeah, they can't make fun of you because they all wear Crocs.
Yeah.
That's true. I was watching this podcast, and Chris Hansen was on the podcast
Mm-hmm.
from Daylight NBC.
No, I know Chris Hansen from Daylight and NBC.
And they said somebody asked if a pedophile could wear what type of shoes do pedophiles wear? And he's like, I don't know. And it's like Crocs, obviously. I was like immediately.
Oh no.
And then they explained why Crocs were for pedophiles. And it's mainly because of the traction mode, and you can slip them off quick. That's what they said.
Boy, things aren't looking good for me. I like Crocs. I like Filet-O-Fish sandwiches.
Yeah, you might want to stop that.
Mm-hmm. Harkins Aquatics. My mom said, I don't know why I kept my Pokemon cards, and I have just sold half for $10K. Holy moly.
Yeah. Man.
Go buy yourself a bunch of nice computers.
Yep.
Lucky Bat. Untitled Goose Game. Untitled Goose Game looks super fun. Ace Ventura. I think people aren't calculating the amount they spend on video games. $60 per video game begins to add up to a lot. Even if you only buy used at 15 to 20, it's still a lot of money. Yeah.
Right.
Although I think people also, they look at values of stuff weirdly. Like they base the value on like what they can get versus like what it's worth. Like a movie ticket is like, yeah, $12, that's kind of cheap for a movie ticket.
Mm-hmm.
But like if you're buying a movie or like if you're renting a movie, it's like if it's more than $1, it's like, oh my god. I mean, do I even wanna?
Mm-hmm.
You pay $10 for a Blu-ray, but then an audiobook that costs $11 and is 72 hours long. It's like, I don't know. Ace Ventura, I think you actually like the painting aspect of Warhammer, the value in a PC hobby and the tabletop hobby about equal. Oh yeah, I mean I spend way more time painting than playing video games. I mean I spend 100% more time painting than playing video games.
Yep.
I don't play video games. I want to though. I want to play Call of Duty. I've been really wanting to.
But not enough to be able to do it.
Well, no, it's because the annoying thing in my way is having to dual boot my computer.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, if I'm going to dedicate the time to dual booting my computer, I could dedicate that time to
everything
doing
else.
things that are more important. Like if it was just turn the game on, I could make that happen and play for an hour or something. But I'm technologically challenged, so figuring out how to dual boot is going to take me like the afternoon. And it's going to take up an obnoxious amount of room on my computer. It's already kind of busting at the seams. You need to delete a lot of stuff.
When I dual booted my computer, it's like minimum is like 100 gigabytes that you have to give up to dual boot. And then you can't put any, like, you can only install like 15 gigabytes worth of stuff.
Yeah.
After that.
Yeah, losing 100 gigabytes so that I can play Call of Duty.
Yeah, probably. Yep.
Faber98, is there any size limit for miniatures? What if there was a Tyranid the size of a planet? Is that even possible? I don't understand the laws all that well. Well, I mean, there's Tyranids that are the size of starships. Because like there's literally like Tyranid spacefaring, I guess, beings. But in tabletop, you don't really want stuff to get too big because then it's kind of annoying. Like all flyers are annoying to play with.
Yes.
They're a little bit too big. They're a little too bulky. The flying stand is obnoxious. It takes up too much footprint. They knock things over. Their wings are too big, but they still look derpy because they're as small as they can possibly be. Rhaegar, I spent the first stimulus on a nice PC, and I don't regret it at all. You know what? Sounds like a worthy investment.
I know, and you're going to get a second one.
Yeah.
I know. I checking my Chase account. I don't see no stimulus check yet.
The
I'm
Toad.
blaming Biden.
The Toad. What is your best model that is painted? I don't know.
What is your best model that isn't painted?
I think the best model I've ever painted, or the best model, I don't know, probably the. I'm pretty happy with the last nice thing I painted on stream, the Kato Sicarius.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty happy with that guy. Maybe I'm really pretty happy with how my Fallout Nuka-Cola girl turned out.
Ooh. Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's smaller than a penny, and it looks real good.
Mm-hmm.
Econ, resale value is in the eye of the beholder. That is very true.
Mm-hmm.
James Cameron Clark, more narrative value in metallic mustache twirling, but I like the idea of, hey look, uncaring death just woke up everywhere, and now everyone's dead, and we can't stop them. I love the lore of the Necrons. It's just so cool, and I love the idea that, like, they went to war with the gods, and they won, but the war was so horrible that the galaxy wasn't worth having. So they decided to sleep for 65 million years in the hopes that when they woke up, the galaxy would be worth having.
That sounds like me, but like for tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Go to bed, hope that I'm rich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jacob Escalante. Why face when you don't suspend your flyers from fishing line during games?
Yeah.
Dash Joker, what is your best model that lives unassembled in a box under the bed? I mean, you guys should all know this because I've just put out a video.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to see every model under my bed, you can look at what's the video called?
Yeah. Mo money, mo problems. Or mo models, mo problems.
Mo models, mo problems.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And you can watch that.
You know what? This might actually be an occasion where Null Oil Gloss makes perfect sense.
Wow. Also, you join the Patreon and you can get an under the bed cam.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The Toad. If you could play Blood Angels, why'd you? Blood Angels are fine. They're kind of cool. They're space vampires. They have some cool upgrades. I think I would play Blood Angels rules, but I would actually make Lamenter models. Because the Lamenters were part of the Cursed Founding, but they definitely have a Blood Angels vibes.
And speaking of Patreon, thank you, Jacob Escalante, for joining the Patreon.
We really appreciate it. We love you more than these other folks.
Exactly. Unless you're also on the Patreon, other people.
Yeah.
Like Brett S.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's by money values.
Yeah.
After that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we love you exactly that many dollars worth.
Exactly. How kind. Yes. And I think I also read that Jacob Escalante is Mike Hunt. Discord. Which is great.
God.
And just so you know, you're going to be in the EOB Complete.
Yes, you are.
And that's exactly how he said it. Mike Hunt.
Moneteer. Blood Angels have the best lore. Blood Angels are pretty sweet. I a little bit wish, because I really wanted to play Close Combat Space Marines, so I picked Black Templar. But Black Templar aren't really the Close Combat Space Marines. They are in the lore. Blood Angels and Grey Wolves, Blue Wolves, Space Wolves are much better Close Combat Space Marine chapters, because they actually have close combat focused rules and models.
Mm-hmm.
instead of just, ultramarines that are painted white and black.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Joko. Yeah, in all honesty, I started that video, but it was like 30 minutes long, and I saw a squirrel or something, so it distracted me.
Mm-hmm.
Akino Kino as I like playing Lamenters because it makes my losing thematic.
Amazing.
Ooh, art by Bart 4. I'm hand sculpting a Gene Stealer cult out of clay. That sounds super
Nice.
cool. You should post that somewhere and tag us, or you should join our Discord.
Yeah.
And post some work in progress, because I would
Absolutely.
super love to see that.
Mm-hmm. Bat.
All right. Well, the wash has been applied. The rest of the model has been airbrushed white. It's about that time.
Yes.
Time flies and you're
So-
having fun.
Exactly. So we have a video out tomorrow, so check that out. And we'll be back tomorrow at 9 p.m. Central
Mm-hmm.
for another live stream.
Yeah.
Mike Hunt.
Be funny if we had a bleep button.
Yeah, that'd be pretty
Oh, can we get a bleep button?
good. Sure.
All right, end the stream.
Good night.
End.